I was muted. Oops. Alright. Bakyun, I'm Siena Valentine. Cupid at your service. Apologies for the hiccup. Today we're going to be playing Death and Faeology by Mushroomallow, a part of our Otome game celebration. For me, it is my day 5. All of the links to Mushroomallow Socials are once again available in my description. Make sure that you give them all the support you can, especially if you like what you see here today. This demo is currently available if you end up wanting to make different choices than me during our playthrough. So, yeah, this one is a Dark Academia visual novel Otome game involving Fae. So I expect it to be pretty fucked up. I have not ever seen anything without Fae being extremely fucked up. It's a mystery as well, similar to like things like Ace Attorney and things like that. It said to have a notebook with me, so most of my notebooks were riddled with a bunch of shit on Uma Musume, so I had to like find the cleanest one I could. Hopefully I can jot down a lot of notes. Hopefully solve this case. I'm not so sure how quick I'm gonna be on doing that, but no hurt in trying. Alright, I think I'm ready for a puzzle solving. I'd like 2 cups of coffee and a Mai Tai today. I can do it. My name? Gianna. Grading first year assignments can be such an exercise in patience. I ought to remind myself that Faeology is a relatively recent science, only a couple of decades old. This university, the only Faeology university in the whole country, was just finished before being built in 1905. Still barely acknowledged in the academic field. More importantly, I got to keep in mind that children inherit their parents' prejudices and misconceptions. Well, I mean, that's something that they can grow out of. It's actually, they're taught that. They're not inherited with it. The human world has formed its own notion of fairies. Fairies, whatever, I don't fucking care. Unless I find myself unable to suppress a big sigh every time I read references to poison apples ushering princesses into eternal sleep. Reference to the Cottingly fairies is one I can understand since it's quite the sensation not too long ago. Although it would be clear in my eyes, a renowned Faeologist thought that photographs are mere limitations. Pity that Sir Doyle was taken in by it. Yeah, it makes sense to make a mystery detective game with Fae because Doyle was extremely obsessed with Faeology. He actually didn't like his Sherlock Holmes series, even though that's what popularized it. He was obsessed with Fae. Gotta take a break. Grading session today has taken me quite a tangent. My beloved Oz. So having a fairy companion does give one advantage in identifying genuine fairies. Say a break-in is in order, wouldn't you, Oz? Oz is the fucking killer. Oz has gone through trills that I've learned to interpret over the decades I've known them. The Cottingly fairies again? Yes, and princesses' internal slumber due to poison apples. We don't care much for human princesses. But making poison apples is rather an easy feat. Shall I turn one of them into a toad in front of the whole class to show that Fae folk are capable of more than that? Same time showing them that not all fairies are a friendly bunch. Can't help but chuckle at the thought of that. Honestly, it's more surprising to see ones that are kind. Most of them are fucking dickheads. Please, some might just quit the same day that if you did that. Besides, other Faeologists get a hold of your existence. Who knows what they'll do to you? Apologies if you hear crackling, by the way. I'm eating some seaweed. I don't care much about muting my mic, I'm sorry. Consider highlight those people will try to pin you and do a corkboard and vivisect you. I never let that happen. Always appreciate you pursuing Faeology to ensure that. This is the least I can do. Known each other ever since I was 7. You've seen me countless times since then. Well, you could have let me bleed to death when you found me. I would never. Your delightful medley of chirps, laced with a touch of whimsy, which makes me feel just a tad fizzy. Seems like even the laugh of a fairy possesses some magical quality. While you're on, Blake, isn't there something else on your agenda this afternoon? Mr. Henkel's letter. Thanks for reminding me. See the letter from the patron from my desk drawer. Lean back on my chair and read the missive aloud to myself. Dear Siena, how long are you going to keep me in suspense? Will you or will you not accompany to this year's Leos Gala? Do a lot worse than forgetting your boring books in a moment of favor, willing an evening with champagne and canapes and invigorating company. When I say invigorating, I'm not speaking of those old sods with deep pockets ready to be exploited by the way of funding grants for your research. Speaking of course, yours truly. Do write to me sometime before Saturday. That's tomorrow's date, isn't it? I know. My delay in responding is entirely by design, I assure you. Hate to be getting looks from a crowd like I'm a wet blanket. Faeology isn't worth my dough, they'd say. Oz's replying chirp is decidedly indignant. Nod to Oz in agreement for returning Mr. Henkel's letter. Other days I read that little Ruthie Blythe caused a minor ruckus in the city's hottest speakeasy. Your old friend Detective Crows hadn't been in the area this time as well. Who knows what could have happened? I myself rather perturbed at this revelation. Well, the telephone Ruthie and asked what the story was, like when we were children. However, for better or for worse, we aren't on friendly terms anymore. So you're reading my patron's letter. Thinking of effective. Oh, they're in clear on conduct. Hello, welcome in. Gave me the cold shoulder when I crossed paths with him, at least at last week's benefit. Gonna help assuming that his persistently frosty treatment of me might have had something to do with you. It's fortunate that the extensive bonds you had with him should end in a rather bittersweet taste. He had told me more than once, when it was good, there was nothing else quite like it. Yet you speak very little of him now, and I find myself wondering if he still holds a place in that guarded heart of yours. Letter signed your everlasting Oscar Henkel. Well, I've kept Mr. Henkel waiting long enough. I press a pen to a fresh sheet of paper to commence crafting a response. Just then a familiar rhythmic rapping pierces the silence. Ooh. Oh, no, that's fine. Don't worry about coming in. I'm always eating unmuted, so I apologize. Glance in the direction of Oz, so they were able to be seen. Oz must have camouflaged themselves in a heartbeat. Put Mr. Henkel's letter in the drawer before calling out. Come in, Minnie. My assistant enters the office. Oh, she's the assistant? I thought this was the character you played as. Just careful to snap the door shut behind her. Professor. Yes, Minnie. Were you talking to yourself again? That's right, you know me. See. The game we're playing today is Death and Faeology. It is a Fae murder mystery game. So it apparently plays similarly to things like Ace Attorney and other mystery games of its time. And then there's also romance in it. So it mixes both Otome game elements with mystery DS game kind of vibes going on. It's set in the 1920s. Oh, by the way, my name is Siena Valentine. I am a Cupid. I mostly play visual novel games, much like this, as well as cozy games. I do hope that you enjoy your time here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Sometimes I wonder what she must have thought while hearing the mumbling sounds of me speaking with Oz. She knows when not to poke her nose into things. One of the things I like about her, and also what makes her the bee's knees when it comes to being an assistant. I'd hate to be the bearer of bad news, but he's here. Who? That police detective from the newspapers. Police detective? Even as I echo those two words, there's a sinking feeling in my stomach. You know the man who made you crumble the papers and toss them in the trash can? In the end, we had to stop our subscription for the dailies. Detective Theodore Krause? Yes, that's the one. Knowing Theo is here makes my words go momentarily off kilt. Yes. This is available as a demo if you want to make different choices than what I make here today. It's available on Steam. And then you can make multiple choices if you are crushing on a specific romanceable character. You can explore that through the demo. Full game is not yet released, but make sure you wishlist it on Steam. Mushroomallow Studios. Socials are also in my YouTube description as well. Yeah. The magic of the fairy tales I malign. The ink in my patron's letter has manifested into the reception area. Can't you tell I'm out delivering a lecture on the far side of the campus or something? That depends. Is a lot like that going to deader this man? An astute question. She truly is wise beyond her years. Probably not. He'd happily traverse the entire campus just to torment me, I'm guessing. Alright, let him in. I mean, now you don't have to write a letter. It wouldn't have even reached him within this same day. With the risk on, Rudy returns to the reception area. Barely have time for studying breath before Theo barges on. Drops a box on my desk right off the bat. Okay, motherfucker. What is this? Why is he in my office? Look what the cat dragged in. Not even a how do you do. What do niceties suddenly mean something to you? I seem to recall you packing your bags and moving out without so much as a goodbye. Is he our ex? There's no one to say goodbye to. Didn't you find out I left only a few days later? As I let it made it easier for you to leave, didn't it? There was a tinge of hurt in his voice that I'm only able to pick up because we lived together for several months. My months struggled to catch the words hanging in the air. I feel the piercing, icy silence creeping in. I ought to break the silence before I freeze. What's in the box? It's not a deep sigh that rather sounds like a relief. Things that somehow you didn't take with you when you left, even that oddly crafted handkerchief you love so much. That handkerchief was a gift for you. Seeing the corner of his mouth twitch, he's lying. What should I do with this information? Can I save? Am I not allowed to save? Oh, there we go. Slot 1, please. See. Well, the corners of his eyes are twitching. I don't know, I think I'd be kind of upset if somebody was returning my handkerchief that I gave them. I don't believe you. I have my disbelief by crossing my arms. He stares at me impassively and then scantily shrugs and... that word. Well, he's all right through me. There's no way those things would fit into this box. Threw all of it away after he vanished. Okay. Can't help but sigh at his antics. Of course you did. So what's really in the box? Want to take a guess? I do have an idea. Is it Schrodinger's cat? Schrodinger? That guy? I face the whole alcohol game and told him to take bullets who are coming to visit me. More important than our poignant history. Case evidence? The box looks like this one before, but never one quite so large. It's really a big case, isn't it? Biggest one of my career. I mean, you must not get a lot of cases anyway. You can't seem to solve the case why you're such a big douchebag. He's really trying to hide how galling the circumstances at hand are. Oh, look at that. Exactly as you said. Stings a little. So why would you... hold on a minute. Why would you take offense when you thought it in your head? Looks a ton of exaggeration. I've hit the bullseye. Still talking about fairies at some point when we were still together. So it was utterly heated discussion and then into arguments because nothing I could say would change his skepticism and toward mythical beings. Certainly a chance to tease him about it, otherwise considering the emotional peril he must have gone through to get here. What should I do next? Tease him. I don't even need to save for that one. Well, this must be killing you, Mr. I don't believe in things I can't see. Loud and sharp. Exhale, this time with a touch of indignation. Dry up, will you? I am. Buddy, don't worry. I'm right to fuck around you. We're on circles for this case. All I know, the first is gonna just be magicians playing tricks. I thought Fae were like a thing everybody knew about in this world. Or can not everyone see them? Or everyone not see them, whatever. Oh, they're married? We're months married, they're divorced. Is he a romance option? Because I don't want him back. I ended up here. Seems like I touched a nerve. There's not a lot of pressure every talks a blue streak like this. This case must be beyond big. My mistake. Guess I got a little carried away there. Don't make this case so insignificant. Or significant. But I don't like the mirrors. Really not to tell me? You're sound chuckle and then the rat like a bolt from the blue. Guru Noma, his gaze on mine seems to revert to how it used to be. You can tell the seriousness returns to his face. First things first, since I'm leading the investigation, I do have some discretion on what details to divulge and who to whom. But as of the confident can bring value to the investigation, I know the fact that you can be discreet. Still, I'm about to ask, you sworn your secrecy on this matter. You got it? I mean, are you paying me? The multiple murder case potentially perpetrated by a single culprit. Victims are chiefly middle-aged women residing north of the city. They're all from old money families, the type that make a regular appearance at high society events. See, no wonder all tensed up. You're telling me. She took me off every other case and insisted I put all my time and effort into this. It's only amount of time until the press catches wind and makes a circus of everything. When some of the victims secure their rounders of death, this is where the fairies come in. I swear I must be losing my mind. Got this. Now he draws in a long, deep breath. See the victims had a manner of death that the unit has never seen or heard of before. Strangest case is the one where the body seemingly hardened into a bony tissue overnight. That happens all the time. The precinct that you work at just sucks. Her corpse almost looked like it was carved like a wooden statue. Of course, run with him. Don't start now. Cleared his throat abashedly. Well, if I know what caused these deaths, and more importantly, who did this, the press could spin the stories out of control. I want to imagine the look on the victims' family faces, and when the papers are making a razz out of these poor women's deaths. I don't know, they're rich. Besides, what kind of depraved sick bastard goes around murdering women in such a way? The city's already running on fumes, crime's becoming more rampant day by day. It's the 1920s. People shouldn't have to look over their shoulder every night. That's no way to live. Not just the city, the rise in crimes is bleeding him dry too. Yeah, I'm unsure what the words would soothe those who are fighting on the front line. Never been where they are. Front lines between his eyebrows grow bigger. You know, considering the victims' backgrounds, having these murders being exaggerated in the papers would pressure the families to insist on closing the case as soon as possible, no matter what the cost. No matter who's to blame. You're right, innocent people are going to bear the brunt for this. This is a terrible situation. I feel my stomach churning. Maybe you're just hungry. Wires crossed on instinct, trying to hold my own disquieted in place. Disquietude? Is there anything you can do? Just one man. And you're a loser, man. Divorced man. Right, I can keep those rotten police brass from lining their pockets. Nothing but a pack of lowlifes in high places. He exhales sharply, his voice laced with contempt. Similarly, words seem to have abandoned me, so I can't shake this feeling of helplessness crawling under my skin. After a moment, he meets my eyes once more. You're a good listener, better than most. I like talking much better. I don't mind at all. Thanks. Clears the throat once more. Alright, let's get to the brass tacks. Box with case files, crime scene photos, a couple of blood samples, a request for you, and several other pieces of evidence. A strange man that I just I've seen said forensics was puzzled too by the blood samples. How so? Well, none doesn't contain iron. That's interesting. Nothing surprises you, does it? Nope. Brought something up from my fairy books if you order, but you always find a way to deny it. You're right about that. Still investigating the possibilities. Unknown drugs or poison that somehow cause these oddities. Then why did you come to me, baby? That'd be a fool to not go after my hunches and look into all the possibilities. What about robbery? It's ruled out. No fingerprints, no evidence of breaking in. Nothing had been stolen. I mean, if people have just been murdered, it's not robbery. You literally saw a picture of a fucking wooden woman. Christ's sake. Any motives? Interviewing the city elites, looking for possible motives. Takes time, you know how it is. Of course they're busy. Speaking of the city elites, I know people can be very helpful in getting some insider information. Ooh, that man. I said people, but yes, that man would be particularly helpful in this matter. Even at the finest meeting with Mr. Henkel, there was some inexplicable tension between the two. Mr. Henkel feeling often always hated it whenever I had something to do with him. Though it might just be jealousy in disguise. I mean, you can't be jealous anymore if you guys aren't together. No, I'm right. Even if he's barely in the papers, he's most likely at the pinnacle of high society. I don't think he'll mind if I ask him a few things about this. Of course, he's always got a soft spot for you. Hell, he'll always probably carry a torch for you a long time, judging by the way he follows you everywhere. Well, he happened to be interested in Faeology and has a lot of money to allow it to development. Look at you, all ready to defend him. If he's paying for my shit. We're back to where we were months ago by bringing up Mr. Henkel. It was unnecessary to mention to him. Maybe he cucked you, I don't know. Not really been anything, and if we did go to fundraising events together from time to time. Oh, I guess not. Strictly business. Yet again, Theo seemed to lose his reason whenever we talk about Mr. Henkel. Just a jealous bastard. What should I do? I don't... It's kind of the same choice. Not gonna lie. I'll just try to make him see reason. Doesn't matter. Came here to spite everything. You're gonna have to do it whenever... You gotta do whatever it takes to solve the case. He is literally so jealous. He's such a little baby about it. He's taken aback by what I said and plunges into his own thoughts. Swear one of these days you'll be the end of me. Fine. Just make sure you can keep it under his hat. Sigh in relief. I will. While we're on the subject of useful allies, you mentioned before about blood that doesn't contain iron. I can take the blood sample to the university chemist. She's good at what she does. And she's from a rich family. She might know some of the victims of their families, at least. I'll trust your judgment. Take it, this is you agreeing to help with the hit case? That's right. There are lives at stake. I'm surprised that there's not some kind of Fae forensic kind of shit that you can run it through police forces or whatever, detective. It's kind of weird just to ask people who are working at a university, but I guess it is what it is, just a story. The smile is in agreement with what I said. Thank you. Well, if you think it'll be helpful, you can even ask the people you mentioned what they know using the evidence items. The case files are for your eyes only. Understood. He's fallen silent somehow, leaving an uncomfortable hush in the air once more. Suddenly, a realization comes to mind. Does this mean you'd be willing to hear about fairies, about Faeology? That depends. This one indeed fairies doing, and through your investigation, you can provide solid theories on 3 things. The culprit, their methods of murder, and their motives. Supported by evidence, of course. sticking with the idea that there's a logical explanation, and an earthly one for now. Fair enough. Okay, so if you guys were together long enough to be able to be married, and this guy took no interest in your hobbies or your passions and basically your work, that's really fucked up. And it's really, really fucked up that he's thinks that he has the right to be jealous over anybody that you spent time with, and also seems to blame you for the end of your relationship when he was not interested in you at all. It's like he only cares now because you're not his. I can feel the papers are close to getting to the story. While investigating this lead, I'll look further into unusual drugs and poisons. How about it, Faeologist? Do you dare take on this challenge? Do I? I mean, I'll help even without being challenged. He stares at me impassively. Of course, I know. Well, if you need anything from me, you can just ring me. Okay, Kim Possible. You need to promise me that you'll not just hear me out, but also keep an open mind on fairy topics if I succeed in what you asked. I promise. But I can't promise not to scoff from time to time. That's good enough. I ought to get going. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Flat asshole. Opportunity for you to increase Faeology's credibility in the eyes of academics. Maybe. Seems like some detective has been following the tiny part of Faeology in the newspaper. Says you. Don't know how to stop the daily paper subscription just because some detective kept getting the headlines. Boy, I could finish. He walked towards the door and opened it. See you tomorrow around the same time. Okay. Oh, cool. There's like a whiskey bottle on my desk. Why don't I open that? After some time, I realized that he must have noticed the missing newspaper on my desk and my assistant's. Newspapers are part of my daily routine when we were together. I only shake my head in disbelief. He hasn't changed much either. As I'm reminiscing about a few moments of our past relationship, Oz reveals himself again, now that we're all alone. That was quite the reunion. It's quite the reunion indeed. He hasn't changed at all, has he? I suppose. Although you don't have an obligation to help him. I know. But I've already agreed. Very well, just don't overwork yourself. Thanks, Oz. I find myself slowly drifting to thoughts. Victim's manner of death, hardening into bony tissue. Could that be one of the fairy curses? Ossification? Well, I could ask Oz whether a fairy was behind this, and which one, but it's not that simple. If they were my longtime companion, fairies have their own rule about exchanging favors, and they are secretive about their land, too. A favor like that doesn't come cheap. At least I'm stocked up on milk and honey for small requests. Seeing a request, I should get started on a reply to my patron's letter. For some reason, he seems to be more insistent this time that I come with him to the gala. Dear Mr. Henkel, you put a heckle into my relationship. I hope your recent forays into the high society have proven more fruitful than they have in, should I be hyperbolic? Right, there's no log. Right? Nope. No, I'm just gonna be realistic. More fruitful than they have in a decade, in the half a decade or so you've been alive. Believe it or not, I've been considering whether the merits of trying to impress the wealthiest folk of the city outweigh the obvious indignities. First brought up the possibility of my accompanying you to the annual Leo's Gala a couple months ago, and I'm still weighing my options. Be coy because it's silly. You shall know my answer indefinitely. If you find me on your arm on... Oh. It meant flirting. I didn't know. Whatever then. Since we were both toddlers, she frequently found herself in trouble. My personality certainly doesn't help her get out of quarrels. I'd love to telephone her and ask her how she's doing, but we drifted apart a long time ago. Nonetheless, I'm glad to hear that Theo was there to smooth things over for her. Now, right to the topic of Theo or Detective Kraus, as my patron refers. I suppose his query was meant to uncover whether I still care for Theo. Should I answer? I mean, I don't know. Because it's not like I want to flirt with this guy either. Seems fucking weird to me, even though I only know a few bit of information about him. That he's rich and obsessed with fairies, like... But it's just like, I don't want to be blamed for anything either. I want to close my eyes and pick then. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I didn't click on anything. Okay. There we go. We're running my breath as I write. As for Theo, I must be honest that sometimes my thoughts wander back to him. Oh, of course. However, such thoughts are fleeting at best. I have not a single moment to regret over the decision to end it. Upon signing off, I sealed the letter with wax. I then turned toward my trusted Fae. Also, can I please trouble you with something? I'm to deliver this letter to your patron, don't you? Indeed, time is of the essence here. As always, please take care not to catch anybody's attention. See you by tomorrow morning, I'm sure. Be my pleasure. Thank you, Oz. I'm off. See you later today. Oh, I guess that's how you get fast. Got a little Fae buddy. Once the Fae is gone, I call my assistant to the office. Yes, Professor. Hold on 1 second. Rifle through the contents of the box. Carefully extract the blood samples that Theo mentioned. They appear to be stored in test tubes. I'm asking Dr. Rayford to analyze these blood samples. Do that. As I hand the samples to her, I notice that she looks like she wants to say something. Wants to face something. Over the 2 years we have been working together, I picked up on a few of her tales. What is it, Minnie? How'd it go with the detective? If you don't mind me asking. Oh, no, not at all. He's the same as always. There's lingering beef, of course, but we sort of managed to put it aside for something more important. It's brought me a rather significant case that he suspects might have some supernatural elements, as hard it was for him to admit it. Oh, good for him. Can't help but grin at her remark. Glad it didn't end in a shouting match, at least. Yes, me too. I'll deliver the blood samples now, Professor. Thank you, Minnie. Minnie hurries out. I'm alone in my office again. During the conversation about the case, I'm suddenly engulfed by unexplainable, eerie feelings. I should start the investigation right away. Drag and drop an item from the inventory to your desk. Select an item in the records and press the icon to open the inspector and read insights you've gathered. Over the magnifying glass above the evidence to access the information and see the details in it. Use the black light to see invisible things. Read the encyclopedia to gain additional information. Press the button to end the investigation. Okay. Record. Tools. Magnifying glass for now. And then let's look at case 1. Let's look at Audrey Woodridge, 51 years old, manner of death, hardening and bony tissue. From afar, the corpse looks like a carved wooden statue. Died 1 p.m. I guess we should write this down. Did tell me to have a notebook. Okay, what was her name again? Harding or something? She did harden, so. Harding, wooden, statue, death, 1 p.m. Fluent middle-aged woman in the city. She was 51 years old. Please report the victim reported hearing strange noises and seeing a strange phenomenon in the days immediately preceding her death. Interview officers suspected due to the victim's strange behavior and involvement in occult matters. Okay. Involvement with occult. No traces of drugs or poison. Woldridge. Oh, her name was Woldridge, not Harding. They both sound like wood. It doesn't matter. There we go. Familiar name. Okay. Records. Go back over there. Okay, case number 2. Oh. Oops. Where'd my tool go? Oh, it's underneath my thing. There we go. Suzanne Moore, age 40. 40. In her death, refusing to drink anything but her own blood. Okay. Sucking on herself. Death, 11 a.m. Affluent middle-aged woman. Okay, another affluent middle-aged woman. Victim's mother reported that the victim was suffering from a prolonged paranoid episode in the days leading to her death. Okay. Erratic, saying strange things. No signs of dehydration. No traces of drugs or poison. Let's put acting erratically before death. No dehydration. Drugs. Poison. Blood type is unknown. Other blood-related investigations are underway. Blood does not contain iron. Blood has no iron. Probably a really juicy blood then. Probably tasted really good. Okay, case number 3. Okay. Niblet. 64. Gnawing on her fingers down to the bone. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely all Fae-related. $10 a.m. Well, technically, her real death would be bleeding out. An affluent middle-aged woman, friend of the victim, reported that she visited the victim's residence to drop off an invitation shortly prior to the victim's death. Friend also wanted to check on the victim's well-being, as well as she had allegedly been acting strangely. She witnessed an emotionally charged conversation between the victim and a young factory girl. However, the friend didn't think much of the interaction at the time. Okay. Acting strange. Emotionally charged. Scene of the crime. The invitation card dropped off by the friend was seen close to the victim's corpse and was taken in as evidence. No traces of blood, drugs, or poison. No drugs or poison. I'm assuming that will be underneath all of them anyway. I don't know why I'm writing it down. Blood also does not contain iron. Blood, no iron. Alright, and final record. Oh, I probably should have taken... I can probably still do this anyway. Yeah. Oh. Wait. Where'd she suck her own blood out from? Whatever. Ooh. Third victim was crime scene to the corpse like this we've never before. Strange about her fingers. I don't know, I think that you could have gone a little bit more if you wanted to really get down to the bone. Kinda looks like you're eating chicken. Anyway, let's look at the 4th victim. Mary Hatcher. Okay, Mary Hatcher. Oh, 19? All the ones have been biddies. Death from shock due to arsenic poisoning. Okay. Shock due to poisoning. 6 p.m. A young factory girl. Is it the one that worked with the other one? So not fitting the trend of the series victim, she had been primarily Preliminarily, including in this case, because she has been having a heated conversation with the third victim. Okay, yeah. Involved with third victim. Victim described as her not acting like herself. Brinka confessing something. That hurriedly without interviewing further into the interviewing offense prior to the death. Violent abdominal cramping, followed by diarrhea and vomiting. Specifically the effects of arsenic poison. Okay, she has blood type A and was arsenically poisoned. Blood type A, arsenic poison. Acting strange. Okay, blood is normal. Okay. Take a look on this. Poor girl. It's cruel to see a youth being stolen so abruptly. I don't know. Not my business. I looked at that one. Okay, that's the wooden lady. Oh, I should probably see what the description has to say. Hello, thank you so much for the raid. Hope that you had a good stream. What were you streaming today? For those coming in, I'm streaming Death and Faeology, a murder mystery Otome game set in the 1920s. Involves fairies. Seems to be the second victim's crime scene. Complexion is not quite the pale hue of death, rather far paler than it should be, almost drained to color. Something's odd with the fingers. Can I further zoom in on that? Huh. Okay. What's gone with Woody again? No one deserves to die like this. Okay, there's something odd about everyone's fingers then. Okay. What about her? No. Okay, all the old ones have weird fingers. All the cronies have old fingers or weird fingers. Oh! Princesses of the World's End? What does that one consist of? That sounds interesting. Are you part of the Otome game celebration as well? Oh, no worries. Oh, nice to meet your wife too. Thank you so much for reading. Oh, you guys stream together? That's so cute. That's awesome. I always wanted to have a partner or something to stream with. That's so cute. Love that. Okay. I know! There is so many fantastic games a part of the Otome Games celebration. I really hope that everybody supports all the wonderful indie devs who helped make all of this possible. I really hope that all the games get the amount of support they need. It's been a blast so far. I am enjoying Death and Faeology so far. I'm trying to deduce the crimes at the moment. Or get evidence on everything. What does this do? Probably put my magnifying glass away. And then that's my Faeology encyclopedia. Let's see. What can I do with this? Can I do anything? Maybe it'd be better on the photos. Let's see. Guess not. What about my Faeology kit? Okay, applied Darwin's theory of natural selection, fake eyeballing the same nautical lines as insects, especially Lepidodera group, which includes moths and butterflies. This is supported by their similarities to each other. Beneath a special black light, some species of butterflies can glow by having a chemical known as phosphorus, which fairies also have. Okay. Looks as well as birds, magical possessed phase, transfiguration, similar to metamorphosis. Transfiguration spells can make themselves or violently take on another form, including human form. Hiding power of suggestion through emissions of toxins, causing hypnosis or illusions. Okay, well, maybe that's why a lot of them acted strangely. Fey magic is invisibility, camouflage. Let's see. Same faction. Low faded, limited parasitic nature of their magic. Blacklight. Well, fairy kind seem to be weak against iron. Although a small amount of iron, such as in meat or blood, does not seem to ward off fairies. Huh. Well, a lot of them did not have iron blood. Beneath the black light, scribe magic appears blue, warrior magic red, and parasitic magic purple or violet. Stained black light illuminated on any object and viewed with fairy magic may reveal intricate details of certain complex spells. Oh yeah, I understand. It's been hard making time to try to fit everything in, especially with other things in schedule. Luckily enough, you can always play the games after the celebration too. No harm in supporting everything even after the event. I wanted to be able to play as, like, way more games than this as well. Let's see. Okay. Scribes or hyphae, capable of expressing benevolence and kindness that is similar to human kindness, and they tend to be friendlier than humans. However, this kindness is only shown in the form of favor exchanges, and they do not go out of their way to help others like humans would. Scribe magic that assists humans is changing upon the humans that deliver to them. Also prone to pranks when they are bored. Last through generations. Touch bloodlines and become wealthy. Okay, maybe these people, well, majority of them were wealthy because of Fae. Could the families be related to Fae? Related to Fae. For real, Otome games are some of the best things to stream, in my opinion. Well, I just love Otome games in general. So, this has been a big exposure to me to a lot of new, amazing indie devs who make games that I love. So, this has just been a blast. I've really enjoyed it. Okay, warrior faction. Protective of their troops, unfriendly towards outsiders. Humans entering their territory, even if accidentally, may face elimination through warriors' offensive magic. Okay, maybe they eliminated them that way. Limiting magic consistently feed off other sources underneath, mostly drained from humans, such as blood, hormones. Okay. Let's write down parasitic fairies. I feel like that has something to do with it more. Oh, A Date with Death is a good one. I never played that one on stream, but I have played it off stream, and I thought it was so adorable. That one's really, really cute. I have only played a couple routes from it, though. I need to go back when I have free time and finish it again. And then I think the second one is out now, isn't it? Or is it just the demo? Known for their aggressive temperament. Okay, notable changeling. Like to capture humans, bring them into fairyland for purposes such as forced reproduction, servitude. Due to the complexity of the Fae. Huh. Including an extra finger and extra toe. Oh, this last page, huh? Oh, okay, demo for the second one and a Kickstarter for the demo for the full game. Okay. They got my money. I'll make sure to go by and support their Kickstarter. Download the demo when I can as well. Okay. Oh, I read everything. Okay. So then this book can read. There's Fae prints on anything. Well, can't really do that when it's not actually an object that a Fae may have touched. It's not changing color or anything, right? I'm not stupid. Do it anyway over everything. Yeah. The voices are really amazing. So, we are a Faeologist, and our ex-boyfriend is a detective, and he asked us to help him solve this crime. Begrudgingly. Let's end the investigation. I think we got enough notes. Knock on the door helps me glance up from my desk. I realize the sun is set while I've been absorbed in the investigation. Come in. My assistant enters the office. Dr. Rayford has arrived to drop off the blood samples, and she wants to talk to you. Already? Yes, she's just out the door. I must say, I'm pleasantly surprised at her work speed. All right, send her in. Minnie nods. Turns to the reception area. Dr. Florence Rayford enters. It's only been 3 years since she has worked at the university, but she still has proven her reliability more often than not. Good evening, Professor. Good evening, Doctor. Dr. Rayford hands over the blood samples. She also gives me her lab report. Here you go. Thank you. So what have you found? Most peculiar thing is that there is no iron in one of the blood samples. Why only one blood sample? It said multiple victims had no iron. Is this Fae-related? Question prompts me to ask myself, to what extent of this case can I divulge to her? Theo did say that I may ask the patron of her information using some of the evidence. Also, though she has knowledge of fairies and their curses, can she handle seeing crime scene photographs? As I return from my thoughts, I notice her voice has taken on a higher pitch. This is so exciting. Are you working with the police? Does this mean that we'll get better credibility in the eyes of the public? Oh my, we're going to be in the newspapers, aren't we? And not on the usual corner spots, too. Oh, I can hardly contain myself. So she takes my silence as a yes. It's good that she's talked decidedly about the possibility of the advancement of Faeology. But a cheerful disposition can sometimes be rather overstimulating. So upon cue, a knock on the door arrived to spare me. The specific sound is familiar, more familiar than when my assistant knocks. Special delivery! Mr. Henkel's hands are empty. Oh, is this the guy that we cheated on our husband with? Boyfriend, whatever. What prey might you be bring for me? Is it you? Are you the special delivery, Mr. Henkel? If you wish to call me special, then I certainly won't stop you. But I did bring a box of Huckleberry muffins for your office. What a whore. Rhaenyra was instantly enamored by their buttery scent. She's currently feasting on them. Yeah, she seems like somebody who would like sweets. I really hope that she'll leave a muffin apiece for the rest of us. Oh, hello there, Florence. Didn't expect to see you in this office. Hello, Mr. Henkel. Fancy seeing you here. Although you do have a habit of making this office your sole stop on the campus. She chuckles. That's just because this is where all my money went. Spend more money on me, Daddy. Makes a retort at Dr. Rayford, but throws a subtle smile in my direction. How cheeky. So, Florence, what's been occupying your time as of late? She looks at me briefly, possibly wondering whether she can tell him about what she did for me. The usual matters, I suppose. Tried asking your father about you on the last soiree. However, he confessed he didn't have the faintest idea. Let's tell me more about your chemical research one of these days. Beautiful pursuits of your young academics thrill me to no end. You know I can't share all that much, Mr. Henkel. Unless, of course, you find yourself in the position to become the chemistry department's benefactor, then all of their secrets are yours. More playful giggle escaped her lips this time. Hello! Random tapped out, financially speaking. I'm playing that one, not for a second. Telling fibs, isn't he, Professor? No, I certainly don't want to get in the middle of the money talk with the rich. Welcome in, We're playing Death and Faeology, a murder mystery involving Fae in the 1920s. We play as a Faeologist helping our ex out with an investigation involving Fae. Demo is available now on Steam. And Mushroomallow Socials are available in the description on my YouTube page as well if you'd like to check out their socials. Would make promising for research much easier with a bit of delicate leverage naturally. Please pay for all my stuff. Pay for the investigation. Another note, Mr. Henkel, did you get my letter? Is this the real reason you dropped by? Upon recalling, then I asked Oz to insert the letter into his mailbox only this afternoon, and I'm about to retract these questions. Unexpectedly, though, he bows his head in assent. Words have always had the immersive impact on me. Perhaps this is why you were such an effective educator. Whenever I encountered your written language, I longed to hear it spoken, post-haste. Are you putting a spell on your letters by any chance? No, I just have a, fairy deliver them. Muffin's front have always been successful in getting Minnie's guards down. Oh dear, you two are making me blush. Please don't leave me alone with this guy. That won't be necessary. I can't stay long either. Mr. Henkel lapses into silence as he continues staring into my eyes. Difficult to remain eye contact with him, but even harder to look away. I'm uncomfortable. Should I tell Mr. Henkel to return another day, since I need to have an important conversation with Dr. Rayford right away? I mean, we had to investigate the deaths. So listening to Dr. Rayford's opinion on the case may be a good idea. She could share more insight on the chemistry side of the case. Parents own a successful company that produces the powder, makeup, and evidence. She would also know the social happenings among the wealthy elites. On the other hand, Mr. Henkel is also a viable candidate for an interview. His connections with high society know no bounds. Everything seems to know him one way or another. He might know things Dr. Rayford doesn't. Since he has been funding my research for a long time, he's also more familiar with fairy topics. Huh. Well, both do have valuable information. So, suppose we could consider our options. Okay, so somebody I work with or somebody who can give me money. What do we go with and who will be more helpful to our investigation? I suppose she was first, though. She did come in our room first. He could possibly give us more information on the victims, though. I'm gonna go with Dr. Rayford, because I want to know about the blood. Dr. Rayford, would you mind staying a little longer? I'd like to hear your opinion about something. Dr. Rayford glances at me and then at Mr. Henkel, and then back at me with a glimmer of mischief in her smile. Are you sure, Professor? Oh, it's a bit cut off? Oh my gosh. I didn't notice. Thank you so much for letting me know. There we go. That's a better fix. Holy shit, thank you. Yes. Can I address my patrons once more? Regret colors my tone. Mr. Henkel, would you mind coming back another day? There's something crucial to discuss with the doctor at present. Of course, I understand your specific scientific pursuits precede all else. Wouldn't have had it any other way. Thank you for dropping off those muffins. He only replies with a smile. I'll see you soon, right? As soon as possible, I promise. Mr. Henkel and Dr. Rayford exchange brief goodbyes. My patron then departs. I know, people always shy away from streamers, especially when they're indie or small in numbers, and it's the easiest thing to do to let them know that there's a problem in their stream. It really is not rude. It honestly saves more lives than people think. I'm alone with the chemist again. Doctor, I might need your further assistance regarding the blood samples and also something more pressing. So is it true you are working with the police? I suppose. Detective Krause consulted me this morning about an ongoing criminal case. Oh, do I sense some old flame flickering back to life? Your eyes are tricking you, Doctor. Yeah, can't always know everything, especially when you're more focused on streaming than you are, looking at your OBS. So it helps a lot. I really appreciate when people let me know all the small details. There's a hint of disbelief in her eyes, but I won't indulge in her playful teasing as there is more important matters at hand. I clear my throat. So I'd like to ask you for information as you may be acquainted with some of the victims of their friends and families. Alright. I'm happy to answer your questions you might have. Thank you, although I do need your sworn secrecy on this. Of course. I'm adept at keeping secrets. Need not worry. Samples I analyze are part of the evidence in this case, right? That's right. Let us begin. Tell her the fundamental facts of the case while she listens silently all the while. When I finish my summation, she has only one word to say to me. Interesting. Click on her office record. Do I gotta show her some of the records? What's this? Makeup? Old coin. Blood exhibit. Office. Let's see here. Photo 1. Woodford family photo. More family photo. Oh no, that's fine. Thank you so much for rating and dropping in. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you so much. See you around the Otome game celebration. I hope that you enjoy the last days that we have here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Really appreciate you, Saris. Saris? I hope I said your name correctly. Hope to see you around. I'll probably be following you shortly. Thank you so much. Alright. Okay, let's see here. Okay, nothing odd in the photograph. Annoying. Found traces of arsenic in this blood sample. Reported by the forensic team, too. One wonders what could have done such a thing to the poor girl. Actually, chemists do sell arsenic to common people to make their own weed killer and rat poison. I haven't done that in some time, not since the university contract. I'm sure the detective has to send one to purchase records from chemists all over the city, don't you think? Okay. Okay, then we go to record. Mary Hatcher. Oh. Okay, Edna Niblet. Creaking paste of evidence isn't weird. It doesn't contain iron at all, even though it looks like human blood. Not to mention the high percentage of phosphorus. Would you let me know if it ended up being a fairy after all? Only if I'm allowed. Or any insight from a chemist as to why there would be no iron in a red-colored blood? Sadly, no. I'm just as puzzled myself. Huh. Okay, and what's this? Ring? Savor. Invitation. Lab report. I guess she gave this to me, but done my best to put all the details there. Although I might have missed something regarding the curious blood sample. Okay. I guess we can just go through the list of items just during tomorrow's gala. I'll not be going in there since the opera is playing. I didn't know you're into opera, Doctor. My late husband and I used to go there for one of our date nights. Sadness looks in her eyes, even though her smile stays bright. Oh, that's sad. Speaking of which, I spotted Detective Course at the Kraus at the Met during last month's performance. Appeared to be enjoying the opera, accompanied by an attractive, tall, blonde woman. Quite the unexpected sight. I never took him for an admirer of opera. That's a new one on me. Can't be jealous of our ex. You know, he acts weird and jealous about us. Parents' greatest achievement. It's one of the things I want to ask you, Doctor. I don't know much about makeup. How popular is this powder among high society? Powder was in the craze lately amongst the upper class. Okay. Coin. Is it rare? Okay. Well, what else would she know about? What's his ring? Oh, okay. Still loves her old husband. I'll have to try again another time. Okay, let's look at the photos of the victims. Wonder if it'd be too much for her. Woodridge, it's difficult to recognize her because of the, well, you know, turning into wood. She's got a strong stomach. I mean, she does work in the field. She does, like, did study the blood and everything. What do you know of her? Everyone knows her and her family, that's pretty sure. They're one of the richest in the city, the elites of the elites. Accordingly, their circle consists only of a few selected people, such as your patron, I imagine. Oh, and their family likes to host charity events. Ever see her dabble in a cult? Fortunately, what I told you previously is all I know about her. If she did dabble, do you think maybe her manner of death is a result of occult matters? Okay. Oh, Miss Sucky. Seems to recognize the victim quite fast. Met once or twice at the clothing store and exchanged a few pleasantries. Occasionally, I would see her and her husband at various dinner parties as well. They were a lovely couple. Okay. Little bony. Miss Niblet. She nibbled off her fingers, named Miss Niblet. I feel like that's a joke fairies would like. So that's definitely involvement in her death. Quite often the auction only goes for rare coins. As usual, the winning bid was hers. What if some of those coins carried some sort of curse, since they came from God knows where? Okay. Maybe she pissed off a Fae by constantly buying their coins? Happen to know this girl? Fortunately, no, I do not know her. Surprising that she seemed rather unfazed by quite the gruesome photographs. What if she had seen worse deaths by chemicals? Though, even if I had seen worse, I doubt I could muster such cheer. I never realized this peculiar side of her. What's this again? That's not the lab report. Woodridge family photo. Family photo of the Woodridges. Yes, it was ever in the papers when her father married the famous and one of the most beautiful socialites. The other man here is Mr. Woodridge's stepbrother. Know anything about them? Aside from being fabulously wealthy and well-known? No. Okay. More family photo. Tell me what you know of them. Well, I've heard that Mrs. Moore, biological parents passed away. She was adopted by her parents' trusted employees from whom she received a lot of love. These employees couldn't have had children, you see. Her biological parents left her a substantial inheritance which she received when she came of age. Then when she was married out of love to a wealthy entrepreneur, they were hand in hand whenever they went. Sad thing, her luck seemed to slip away when she needed it most. Dr. Rayford seems to know more about Miss Moore than she let on earlier. But she sounds quite sympathetic. I could somehow sense a hint of jealousy in her voice. Huh. Okay. I think we got all that we needed to know there. Yeah, because I can't click on my desk either. And interview. I have no further questions. I believe I have enough information for now. Is that so? Well, alright. I don't think we got enough that we could have. I won't keep you any longer. Thank you for your time. You've been incredibly helpful. It's no problem. Don't hesitate to reach out if you require anything else. I feel like it just confirmed some other stuff I knew about. I didn't learn anything completely new about the victims besides the fact that she may have known one of them. Assistant pops to my office. Professor, I'm heading home soon. Is there anything else I can do to help? No, I'm perfectly fine. I think I'll stay and work for a bit longer. Okay, see you tomorrow, Professor. Have a safe trip home. Upon wishing me the same, Minnie leaves. I have some time until I have to wrap up my work for today and head home from the office. Okay, well, what else can we investigate? Let's see, let's use our Fae black light of fire on this blood. Oh, it's fucking purple. What did the Fae book say about that again? Scale of value. Blue. Warrior magic red. It's parasitic. Purple or violet. Okay. Whose blood was this again? Niblet's. The one who nibbled off her fingers. She had parasitic blood. Okay, I already wrote down, I think it was parasitic fairies earlier. Parasitic for Niblet. For those also want to play this, make sure that you have a notebook handy. I've been writing down all of my notes for all the cases. This will be something that is apparently fixed in the full version, but for now, when you play the demo, make sure to have a notebook with you. Okay. This is... For real, notebooks are always in handy. This one doesn't seem to have anything. Okay. Whose blood is this? Mary Hatcher? Hadn't... She had nothing to do. Blood really is normal. No fairy blood. Let's see. Case 4. What about this coin? Oh, shit. What's happening there? Is it burning up? Am I supposed to keep underneath this light? It's like blinking. Oh. What? Parasitic Fae. Failed transformation magic? Okay, the coin is a parasitic Fae. Coin is parasitic Fae. Transformation fail. Okay. And then, okay, parasitic Fae. Let's get out our magnifying glass. That's a bug. Okay. Of course, no response. Oh. Okay. Well, now we just have a little bug body. And then powder. Well, I feel like this powder is probably magic, right? No. Can't open it? Guess not. No. I did not hide. I guess I did accidentally hide the top of the game. I just need to maybe move the screen down a little bit. I don't have an overlay. Maybe that's better? We'll see later if any text appears in just a second. Thank you for being so helpful with that again. Appreciate you. What about this ring? Also parasitic Fae. Wonder if it's gonna transform. Maybe I'll put my other tool away. Maybe it'll help read something. Thank you so much. Huh. It's really not gonna correspond to anything? Okay. Do I have to maybe hold it? Hello? Do I have to look at this for? Okay. Weird that no text is popping up here. Okay. Ring, parasitic, Fae residue. Okay, maybe we'll put this aside for now. Maybe something else will show up. Invitation? There's nothing. Tool of magnifying glass. Hope I'm not messing anything up by having two tools out. Okay. Theo comes to mind. He's moved on after all. Okay. Lab reports. Blood samples. Some proteins found in the third one doesn't contain iron. Blood of a fairy. Okay. Just telling me stuff I already know. Put this back. Okay. Glad that the sizing is all right now. At least earlier I was reading everything out, so nothing was really too amiss. I'm confused as why the ring isn't making anything happen. Okay. Because I definitely need something for that to pop up. Is it like the way I'm holding it? Need to trigger this. Oops. Let's see. Yeah, that's where I am. I guess we'll just end the investigation then. Not saying anything else about it. It's the next afternoon. I should be grading assignments. Reviewing the lecture I'm about to deliver come Monday. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that my voice has been nice to listen to. I'm always a little bit self-conscious about it, so hearing other people think so makes me feel very good. Thank you. Okay. Any other productive in the realm of professional duties? Instead, I find my attention straying more and more toward the office door. Voice my frustrations to good old Oz. Theo will probably arrive at any moment. Can't stop wondering whether my explanation will be enough for him. In the past, no sort of explanation ever seemed to please him when it comes to fairies. Why should I do so now? Voice cracks with concern. This time he came to you bearing in mind the possibility of Fae involvement. He'd be a fool if he discredits you so soon. My fairy companion's chirping becomes increasingly stern this time. But you need to get yourself together. You must remain steadfast and strong when facing the detective. Don't permit your voice to falter when presenting your findings. No, I can't let myself unravel at this point. Just thought he's never solicited my opinion quite in this matter. Professional insight, no less. All the more reason to be as calm as you can be. Maintaining your composure is essential to delivering a persuasive argument. No matter what happens, at least you know you tried. End of the day, he's the one who needs to solve this case. You're right. You're right, of course you are. Not a detective, I'm simply a professor, sharing my perspective. Thank you, Oz, for always taking me off the ledge. Somebody knocks on the door. That's my cue to sail past your window ledge. Best of luck. Whispered a hurried goodbye to my fairy friend. See you tonight, Oz. Once Oz has flown out, I direct my attention toward the door. Come in. Assistant marches in. Professor, you have a visitor. The detective? Minnie nods. All right, send him in. Minnie nods and walks out of the room. Theo paces around a bit after strolling in. He appears quite distracted. Finally stops. So what have you learned? Take a deep breath. Here it goes. I have to present my findings to perhaps the most sought-out detective in the police force. I mean, that's what he wanted from you. He's agonizingly familiar with the grit and the grime of the city's darkest recesses. Meanwhile, as a professor, my expertise primarily revolves around the nebulous theoretical. I should save here. It's got Ace Attorney music going on. I don't want to fail the investigation. Or evidence showing. Must do my best to stay calm and collected, just as Oz suggested. Read the case files. Victim's odd behavior shortly before death could be due to hypnotic spells from fairies. Fourth victim went to the police station, but before she said anything, it seemed as though she saw something that scared her away. What if she saw something not human? In the matter of death. Shut to me before I can finish. I have no time for assumptions. Papers telephoned our department this morning, said they found out about some of these deaths. That's why he looks agitated. Chief is preparing a statement for tomorrow regarding this. So I'll just cut to the chase. Is there fairy involvement? Yes, sir. Yes, I'm certain of it. Tell's interest is Queeged? I don't know. Or I'd like to first say, out of the basics, since I'm pretty sure you discarded the things I've told you in the past. So far, we have identified three classes of fairies. Warrior, Scribe, and Parasitic Fae. Warriors have strong offensive magic. Scribes' magic seems to be defensive, and parasitic magic is well parasitic. The Faeologists have developed a tool called the Black Light to detect traces of Fae magic. It can even be detected through photographs if the faux magic is strong enough. It didn't detect anything on our photos, then. Is it not strong enough Fae magic? I found that seemingly fairies of one specific class are behind this. Which one's the culprit? Parasitic Fae. What's the evidence? A dead Fae. This is a dead parasitic Fae. Look, it glows underneath the black light. The dead bug is the one behind the murders. All I can see are the purple traces. What about this red glow? He's right. I feel like I didn't think this through. Huh? Okay. We have the third victim's blood sample. Okay. Okay, I did a good investigation job. You're just mean to me. Whatever. Load this. Okay. Yes. Okay. It's parasitic Fae. The ring. Okay. Is it really warrior Fae then? Most of it's purple. Let's try loading again. I mean, okay. Glowing after they're dead. Show it to Theo. I found this one dying yesterday. It died shortly after. Normal one doesn't glow, you see. I failed transformation magic. When nearby, we met her fate. Okay. Alright. To me, the blood was literally mostly purple. Saving a separate slot just in case it's... The third victim's blood sample. See how it glows red and purple? I actually don't remember what the correct answer for this one is. Saving slot 3 down, I don't care. In turn. Something's not right. Ring. Spirit significantly warped in because of fail. It's part of transformation magic. Well, it didn't turn or anything. Voice filled with dismay. There seems to be strong enough evidence pointing towards warrior involvement. Based on what you've shown me, parasitic fairies are one or another way connected to the matter of killing. But you also haven't told me how the warrior fairies kill the victims. How were the murders on victims carried out? I guess I didn't read enough about the warrior fae. My bad. Fairies directed parasitic underlings to sap life, causing ossification and severe hallucinations. Warriors replaced victim with changelings and killed the changeling since ossifications. No, they didn't do that. There was something wrong with their fingers, though. Kill the victims at nearby parasitic fae. I don't know. This causes ossifications, severe hallucinations. Something doesn't make sense. I think something's slipping past you. This doesn't explain the mystery of the blood, for one. Whose matter of death? How did I come to this conclusion? Motives. Based on your investigation, what could be rational behind the warrior fae's actions? Well, to pinpoint the reason why fairies do something, since they don't follow human rules or morality. However, I found that warriors are targeting people blessed by the scribes. Warriors murdering parasitic faes because they're, no, targeting people who are blessed by the scribes. Oh, it did have something on the photographs? I could have sworn I tried it and it didn't do anything. Maybe that was earlier I did that. Mentioned before that especially strong magic can be seen even through photographs. Taking the black and white hand and checking the sigils himself. Two sigils light up in Mr. Waldridge's family photograph and one on Miss Moore's. Sign of blessing, blessed by one scribe of the Fae, usually given by someone who has done a special boon for a scribe. Gives good fortune is passed through generations, which would probably be the ring. Mr. Moore was adopted, and that's Miss Moore was adopted, and that's why it's only her who has it. Her late biological parents hailed from distinguished and affluent lineage. Theo points out the faces in Mrs. Woodridge's photographs. Biological father, while the other two are step-family. Positively sure that we should check into Mrs. Niblet's family photograph. She and her children will display the same sigils. Sigils. See what I can do. One is also meant as a warning for others not to harm the marked human. Warning doesn't work in this case, did it? No, it did not. Suppose this does make sense and it's a pattern. Yes. This might be targeted murders. Cancel my way with an air of satisfaction around him and breaks into a smile. Good job. Yeah, thank you. I would like some McDonald's as a reward. Feel my confidence is going through the roof. Thank you. Let's see, what have you found on the poor girl Mary Hatcher? I don't know. Chemist's report is similar to the case files. The blood is normal human blood, traces of arsenic. Can't find any signs of fairy magic from the evidence. She mentioned that you might already be collecting purchases from chemists all over the country. I know. I can go for some, honestly, a McDonald's hash brown or something right now. I know that's breakfast, but Happy Meal would be good. Still investigating whether someone has a link to the girl. See. Kim's parents own a cosmetic company that produces the makeup powder in the evidence. She said it's popular among the upper class ladies lately since they've gotten Mary Pickford to do the advertisements. Takes out a small notebook and pen and starts writing. I'm not sure if this is useful. I feel like Mary Hatcher, she may have known something regarding the fairies, and then they may have hallucinated her to maybe kill herself on her own with the arsenic poison. I don't think that they use, like, actual fairies to do it. I think that they just did some magic on her. Finding really threw me for a loop. I forgot to take notes. Of course, take your time. I'm already prepared. I already took notes. I solved the case, kind of. I didn't have to save scum. I did it first try, huh? That's all I have for now. Puts his notebook and pen back into his pocket. He was a sigh so heavy I can believe he has the weight of the city on his shoulders. Even so, when he looks at me, there's a glint of something that wasn't there before. This fleck of illumination is all the more stark since we started this discussion. So now he has respect for you all of a sudden? Let's hope, perhaps. Tiny delicate thing is blooming in the room to counteract the overwhelming darkness and despair outside. I always knew you were clever. Then why didn't you act like it? Even though I feel there are still some missing pieces of the puzzle, you've done well. I mean, that's your job to solve it now. I did my part, Mr. Theo. Well, we still got our work cut out for us. At least for now, innocent people won't get thrown into jail, thanks to you. Glad I could help. Now I just need to convince the chief and the papers. Thing is, I might have to bring up your name in my report. I can't predict how the papers will handle this, but it's possibly they'll mention you in Faeology. It's good for your field, of course. But it could draw unwanted, dangerous attention your way. It's fine, Theo. I can protect myself. This is what the field needs. Indeed, you're more than capable of taking care of yourself. I know that very well. I do appreciate you worrying over me. I honestly don't, but Theo's concern seems to fade and he lets out a sigh of relief. Well, this date's certainly been a ride. Glances at his wristwatch. Still got some time today until I have to get back to the station. Fancy a drink with me? Only if you're buying. Tell me more about the fairies. I'll listen. This with way less judgment this time. You should have already cared about me before. Just like I promised. I don't know if that's a good idea. Oh, I get it. Besides, I have to finish some work. Alright. Better get going then. Sure to take care of yourself. Same goes for you. The detective leaves. I get back to work. Finish grading the remaining assignments. When that's over, I summon my assistant to the office. Do you need anything, Professor? I'm in a celebratory mood. You want to have a drink with me? Why not? It's a Friday. What are we celebrating? Me being kick-ass. Good day's work for you and me. Is that the end of the demo? Okay, we got ending 3. A good day's work. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty satisfactory. Another afternoon in the office. My patron stopped by to discuss a research project I've been considering. Now that Faeology might get increased credibility, especially with the police, I think we could handle the prevalence of strange death caused by fairies, don't you think, Mr. Henkel? Police might agree to help us collect the data. Not so sure about that. Take time for the police to trust us to that extent. Besides, wouldn't it be more pressing to focus your research on warrior face? We have to talk. Before I can respond to it, an individual suddenly barged into my office. Sorry, I tried to stop him, but couldn't. Even though I told him you're in a meeting right now. That's okay, Minnie. You can let me handle this. If you say so, Professor. Minnie grumbles at Theo as she walks out. What's eating you, Theo? Theo doesn't so much as glance at Mr. Henkel. He fuels a rolled newspaper up from the inner pocket of his coat. He hands it to me. Oh no. Dance till death. Then so I can see the phrases, fairies are real evils afoot and fairies killing humans, spelled out in bold, oversized letters. So again, reading, my patron peers over my shoulder to read as well. It's not the chief statement that made the front page, it's another bizarre murder, and this time the victim is a beloved celebrity. She danced until her body gave out. They wrote all the excessively grisly details connected to her death. Moreover, the reports surrounding the other homicides have been thoroughly sensationalized and exaggerated. They depicted fairies as evil enemies of mankind, and in some parts they even insinuated that war between beings is brewing. Reading all this makes my heart sink and my stomach churn. I need to put the paper down for a moment. Well, that's not very good. Already checked the crime scene. Details of this latest incident look similar to what we uncovered from the previous murders. Given everything, I'd say fairies definitely the picture here. It's still hard to make heads or tails of all this. It's very difficult to grasp their motives by judging by their methods and frequency, and I have to say this is significant. I mean, with the rule of Fae, oftentimes it's because you piss them off. Like, this is kind of more of like a personal thing between the rich people's families and the Fae. It's not really them wanting to kill all of humankind or anything like that. This conversation unfolds. Mr. Henkel appears deeply in thought. I need you to check something really quick. Theo gives me a photograph of the celebrity. Knowing exactly what he wants, I retrieve the blacklight from my drawer and examine the photograph closely. Theo and Henkel peek over my shoulder to see. Siegel, the same one as the other 3 victims had. So we can now establish that these are targeted murders. Although the 4th victim, Mary Hatcher, doesn't have the sickle, does she? Did you find anything more about that? Nobody in the purchase records has a strong link to the girl. We're asking around here and there. The girl was a saint. Everybody loved her. Her squabble with Mrs. Niblet is the strongest lead we have. Striking realization dawns on me. What if Fairy transformed into a human and purchased the poison? What? They can do that? Suddenly, Mr. Henkel's familiar voice fills the room with his long stretch of silence. Oh, yes, Detective. Although when a fairy shifts into a human shape, they cannot assume the identity of somebody already living. Your culprit may well be a name on the list, but one that doesn't truly exist. Give a nod in agreement with his word, feeling slightly proud that my patron is reading all the knowledge this university has to offer. Theo filters at Mr. Henkel's input, clearly having dismissed him as part of the furniture. He then scoffs. Theo. All I get from Theo is a shrug. Surprisingly, he turns toward the patron. From what I've come to understand, fairy magic is more than capable of doing the killing. They have no need for poison, but I won't discard the possibility. Well, that's certainly a rare occurrence. Theo goes back to ignoring Mr. Henkel and talks directly to me. Should mention that I've gotten permission for you to check the crime scene. Come with me tomorrow? I'll see what I can do. Alright, I've got to go. The newspaper here, there are more articles about Faeology that you should read. Without so much as a word of goodbye to Mr. Henkel, Theo turns and leaves. Pick up the paper again and continue reading, while Mr. Henkel silently reads alongside me. Field of Faeology is indeed mentioned quite markedly, but its loyalty to humankind is under scrutiny. Although the police chief spoke of our help, the papers continue to raise doubts about our involvement in these killings. Okay. Is the Faeology University a friend or a foe? Bro, I did that shit unpaid for your ass. Are you kidding me? Well, Death in Faeology prologue, everybody. Here's all of the credits here. Make sure check out Mushroomallow Socials. It's available underneath the page in underneath the description of my YouTube page. All of the art team, script writers, everything's available here. Music, item art, additional writers, logo fonts, all these beautiful people here. All right. Very good. All right, well, I will probably not be playing any of the other endings here today. I typically like to just have my one ending for the stream. This is available to wishlist now on Steam. Do make sure that you check out the demo if you want to see the other endings yourself, make different choices than me, see what involvements of your investigation leads to. There's probably different endings if you fail the evidence revealing scene with Mr. Theo. You can try to see what's going on more with Mr. Henkel. Henkins? I already forgot his name. I'm bad with names. But, yeah, very interesting game. I'm definitely going to wishlist this on Steam. Check it out in the future when it's released. I will probably be playing the full thing again as well, whenever that may be. I'm very curious on where the mystery leads. I did enjoy the investigation part. I enjoyed making notes, even if they do fix that in the future and add notes making in the game. I personally enjoyed being able to handwrite notes on the investigation. I thought it was very neat. I enjoyed it. I'm not so sure if I'm interested in any of the love interests, but I am personally curious about what the story has to offer, and that's more than enough for me. Very, very good. Very, very short stream. I expected to kind of be playing a little bit longer, but short and sweet. Hits all the notes of what I needed to for the stream. Very good for the Otome game celebration. And thank you so much for all the raiders and other VTubers joining in today. All the viewers meant a lot to me, so sorry for some of the scuff, such as my screen being off and everything like that. But yeah. I'm gonna be probably resting my voice now. Be making sure to drink a lot of water, all that. If you like what you saw today, I am Siena Valentine. I typically stream visual novels and cozy games. I am a Cupid, so naturally I revolve around things that I love and romance in general. So I play a lot of visual novels like this. If you like what you saw here today, please make sure to like and subscribe. I'll be around here streaming as consistently as possible. Thank you so much for joining today, and I hope that you have a good rest of your night, evening, morning, wherever you live. Thank you so much. This has been Death and Faeology by Mushroomallow, part of the Otome game celebrations. Make sure to give it all your support. And with that, I will be ending for the night. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.